Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martiran here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Today I wanted to talk to you about meal planning for freezer meals. I previously posted a blog and a YouTube video about a couple different methods to meal plan, and I will link those down in the description box so you can check them out if you missed them. But essentially, it was ideas about like theming every day of the week or coming up with a list of meals to just rotate through. Essentially, the idea behind that was a way to sort of minimize your choices so that it makes choosing what you're going to have for dinner a little bit easier, if that makes any sense. But today I wanted to talk to you specifically about how you can plan meals to become freezer meals without adding a whole bunch of extra work. There are a couple of ways to do this. Method one would be like a weekend cook ahead. And I'm not talking crazy here. I mean, we've all, I'm sure, seen the videos of the people who take all of Sunday or several hours of Saturday or Sunday to like once a month make 20 meals that they're gonna put in their freezer to have to eat. To me, for one, that has just never ever worked out for me. I feel like if I put that much stuff in the freezer all at once, I forget about it, it doesn't get used, or I don't know, it takes too long to thaw out every single meal I want to eat. However, you can do a little bit of either just meal prep, like prepping a few ingredients that you're going to use through the week, or like, cooking ahead a quiche for breakfast, that type of thing. But you can also maybe create a meal or two over the weekend that you want to stick in the freezer to have either the next week or the week after. It doesn't have to be complicated. You're not doing 20 meals, you're just doing one. The second method, which I think is actually simpler and makes more sense for most people, is at some point during the week, make sure one of your meals will freeze well, and then make double of that meal. Eat it that night, and then have another portion of that meal in the freezer that you'll use later. Things that work well here are like lasagna, enchiladas, pot pie. I don't know if you're cooking up a bunch of chicken, do extra so you have enough for like a second meal, or steak, or really any protein. If you're cooking up a pork loin, make sure you get a big one, save some of it for pulled pork later. You get what I'm saying, right? Cook up double of what you're going to eat that night, because making a double batch of something is not that much extra work. It's only a little bit. You have to plan for your groceries and maybe give yourself a little extra time to cook, but we're not talking double. We're talking just a little extra. So you take a little extra time when you're cooking that meal, and then you have a whole other meal ready to go at another time. You can also do this with just ingredients. So if it's Taco Tuesday at your house and you're making up taco meat, normally you make up 1 pound of taco meat for your family, make up 2, freeze 1, and then the most time-consuming part of taco night for next week is already done. You just have to thaw it out, get out your taco ingredients, and you have dinner. So just making one ingredient double, whether it's taco meat or whether it's meatballs or sauce, any other rice. Like if you know you want to make maybe like something with rice this week, make extra, freeze it, and then next week you could do like a fried rice, right? Just the ingredient. Whether you're doing a full meal or just the ingredient, the key, the most important part of this is that you make plans in your meal plan to use it the next week, maybe the week after that, but don't let it just go to the freezer and die. That's what happens to me often if I try to do too much in the freezer ahead of time. So if I try to build up 10 freezer meals, I will never actually use them. But if I take one meal from this week, stick it in the freezer for next week, I am much more likely to pull it out and use it and just keep that going. So if every week you make one thing that's a double meal, freeze half of it. And the next week you have one day that's already taken care of. And then yes, you make a double meal some night that week, put that in the freezer. So every week you have one night you're cooking double, one night dinner's already waiting for you in the freezer. It's not rocket science, but sometimes we just forget these simple things that make our life easier. So I hope you will give it a try. Think about the meals that you make, and as you're planning your meals for this week, double one of them, freeze it, and eat that meal again the following week. You'll thank me. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.